Fixed Blade Friday. Today we're going to talk about neck knives. A couple years ago, a friend of mine's wife wanted me to make him a neck knife so she could give it to him as a birthday present. So I made a pair of them. I made one for him and one for myself. I was curious about neck knives. I've seen a lot of people wear them. I've seen a lot of pros about neck knives, but I wanted to find out for myself what was good and what was bad about them. So here's after 2 years of having a neck knife. A quick summary is I find I don't really carry it very much. Neck knives have a few problems that I just haven't been able to overcome. One of the problems is when you lean over to do something, the knife comes out and blocks it's right in your line of vision, and I find that to be really annoying. A solution to that would be to tuck it in under your shirt. But then there goes the whole advantage of having a neck knife is quick access. Now I have to go and pull this thing out and then pull the knife out, when I could just reach in my pocket and pull out a folder. It's easier. And I can carry a bigger, heavier knife in my pocket than I can carry as a neck knife. This knife is made of 01 tool steel. I made it very thin. It's 3/32 of an inch thick, with a saber grind, and is ground very thin behind the edge. This thing is an incredible slicer. So as you can see, they're thin, but they're flat, and it is long enough to get a decent grip on. It's not like a lot of knives that it's this little tiny stick that you have to hold on to. And to me, a knife is no good unless it's comfortable to hold. A knife that's comfortable to hold lets you use it better, and therefore it is a safer knife. So while in theory I think these neck knives are great, practically they don't work, at least for me. I made a Kydex sheath for this, no rattle, fits nice and tight. This knife won't go anywhere. To hold it is just a simple piece of paracord with 2 knots tied in it so it slips. So you can adjust the length to whatever you want. Now, one thing that I hear quite a bit in videos online is people are afraid you're going to get choked out by the lanyard. Yeah, I just don't see that happening. I mean, what are the odds of you catching a branch and hooking on there and you falling off a cliff and hanging yourself? I mean, come on. The odds of something like that are really thin. And with this thing, with how it slips, if anyone was to grab it, it's going to get bigger. It's not going to get smaller and tighten up around your neck and become a noose. And besides, if you did get hung up on something, that's what you have a knife for. Just cut the rope. So I labeled this as Fixed Blade Friday and Fun Knife Friday. So where's the fun knife part of it come in? That comes in the name of this knife. I do like to name my knives, and the first one I showed you I called the Outdoorsman, and then last week I showed you a couple others. The one is so creatively called the Bushmaster. I mean, I can't believe nobody ever came up with that name before. Now, of course, I'm being sarcastic. And the smaller one is called the Baby Bush. This one, being it's a neck knife with burgundy scales. Burgundy is just dark red, that's all it is. So I've affectionately named this one the Rednecker. Now, a lot of people don't know what to think of that. Some people laugh when I tell them that, and others give me a funny look and they don't know what to say. So I hope you've enjoyed this one, and just a little bit of knowledge about using neck knives. And to me, I don't find many cases where they're all that useful. I mean, in theory, the idea is great to have a knife handy, ready to go at all times, but practically speaking, it just doesn't work for me. Maybe it will for you.